Hello, my name is Vaeloc from riftrecall.com and welcome to my Exodus of the Storm Queen dungeon guide. This is the first Storm Legion dungeon and has a minimum level requirement of 50. The first boss is Dominax, which is a two-phase encounter. In the first phase, Dominax will have control of the robot assault frame, and he will use Razor Slash on the tank. It reduces their maximum health by 10% and it stacks. It gets used approximately every 7 seconds, so it does need to be dispelled. He will use red mist on a random player, and you will see who it is on by the red beam between the boss and the target player. Whoever is targeted by red mist needs to run behind a pillar out of the boss's line of sight, otherwise they will be killed. Finally, he will use Decimator. He will stun the tank and begin to cast Decimator, so someone needs to interrupt this or else the tank will take a large amount of damage. Interrupting it will grant you a heroic boon which increases your damage for a short period of time. When the robot is killed, you will fight Dominax in his true form. He only has one ability, which is Raging Tempest. This does AoE pulsing damage to the group for 30 seconds. There is nothing you can do to prevent the damage, it just needs to be healed through. Your tank needs to take him to the capture pad so he can be captured when he gets weakened. Once Dominax is at 40%, you can click the projector near the capture pad, and this will bind him to a crystal. Someone needs to pick up the crystal and run with it to the forge so that it can be destroyed. If this is not done within 10 seconds, your group will wipe and the encounter will reset. General Grimm is the second boss and has two phases. In phase 1, he does a frontal cleave that strikes all enemies within a 180-degree cone, so the tank needs to face him away from the group. His only other ability in this phase is Reaper's Touch. This is a casted ability that spawns a scythe that will spin around the room, damaging everyone it hits. It hasn't got much health, so you can kill them quickly, and doing so will increase your group's damage by 10% for 15 seconds. At 40%, General Grimm will go to the middle and a flag will appear. Someone has to click the flag within 10 seconds or else the group will wipe. Whoever clicks it will be locked in the center of the room with the boss in a 1v1 duel. The boss does two abilities in the duel, and you will get action buttons to deal with them. Brutal Strike is a 2-second cast that deals 13,000 damage. You must use your Brutal Strike counter action button before the cast is over to avoid the damage. After some time you will get a new action button called Subjugation Resist. This is to protect you from Grimm's subjugation ability. It stuns you and does damage over time, so you need to spam the Subjugation Resist button to survive. Whilst the duel is taking place, the rest of the group will have to deal with ads spawning in groups of 2. They have little health and can be killed really easily, but the players outside the dueling circle will also get a new action button during this phase. It can be used to heal their ally that is dueling the boss if they get low on health. If the boss dies during the duel, then you will be able to collect your loot. If the player dies, then the boss will heal to full health and revert back to phase 1 until he's killed. The next boss is Val Thunder. The mechanics are very easy to execute once you understand them, and he has 3 abilities that he will use throughout the encounter. The order in which he casts these abilities is very predictable, so once you know it, you'll have no problem. First of all, he will do Avalanche. This will knock back any player within 10 meters of the boss. Immediately after Avalanche, he will use his next ability, which is Frostbound. This is a casted AoE that will do a high amount of damage to any player that is not within the blue circle around the boss, so it is a routine of get knocked back and then run back in to avoid the damage. After every 2 Frostbound casts, Val Thunder will go to the middle of the room and begin to cast Winter's Fury. Players need to run to the edge of the room and hide behind one of the bookcase pillars or else you will be killed. Additionally, a bookcase will be destroyed after each Winter's Fury, so it is a race against time to kill the boss before you run out of bookcases, but this really shouldn't be a problem. The final boss is Checkerroth. This encounter begins with a small event in which an NPC will fight Checkerroth while you handle waves of ads that will spawn. It is ideal for your group to stack up on the ice pillar like we are now, because it makes it easier for the tank to pick up the ads if they are all running to one place. After killing a total of 15 ads, each person in your group will get a new action button. It is a very powerful AoE that kills all of the ads that are close together. You need to use this ability so that you don't get overrun. After 3 minutes, the event will be over and you will engage Checkerroth directly. The basis of the encounter revolves around stacks of Flash Freeze. This boss has 2 abilities that will apply Flash Freeze, and if you get to 10 stacks, you will be frozen and killed. The first ability is Flash Freeze. This is channeled on a player and it applies stacks of the Flash Freeze debuff. This cannon should be interrupted. The second ability is Foul Wind. This is a channeled AoE that deals a moderate amount of damage to everyone each second for 5 seconds. It will also apply a stack of flash freeze for each of those 5 seconds. To remove flash freeze stacks, you will have to use the warmth orb. Roughly every 30 seconds, 5 warmth orbs will spawn and each person needs to run over to an orb to gain its heat, which in turn will remove stacks of flash freeze. The only other ability is Stormblade. This is a blade that will spin around the room, damaging players that it touches, similar to General Grimm. The ranged DPS should swap and kill this blade quickly. Doing so will give your group a 10% damage increase for a few seconds. This concludes the guide to Exodus of the Storm Queen Normal. If you found this video helpful, then please like and comment. If you want more guides for dungeons, raids, classes and more, then you can visit us at riftrecall.com. Thanks for watching.